Okay, I'm going to share a video clip of Scott Lee talking to me and sharing with me of a dream he had with me in it. And it deals with Cardboard Box Church, and it also deals with like the remnant of believers on the earth who are out doing the work of the Spirit, the ministry of the Spirit in the marketplace, and they just don't belong to like a church, a traditional church, because they just don't fit in anymore. They feel like misfits in a way, and there are churches like this everywhere in America and the world that are just seeker friendly, and there's a lot of Christians that they just sit in the church and they listen to a great orator, great leader, and they think that is being a Christian. Going to church, learning, reading their Bible, paying their tithe. This is all part of the whole process, but obedience is really going out into the marketplace and sharing with what you've learned in that atmosphere of church. And so there's a growing number of Christians that don't fit in anymore, so they're out and they're like kind of like out on their own. And so this is one of the reasons why God raised up Cardboard Box Church, and one of the reasons why I'm also ordaining people and helping people understand what church really is. The Bible talks about in Acts the church that meets in your home. It's not, even though I don't have a problem with a big church if it's effective, but the model for church is small home churches all over the place, small groups of believers, and because you're supposed to, the main thing you're supposed to do is affect your community where you live, okay? And like Hav and I, we live in Florida now, and so like I want to affect this community, and also I feel like as a resident of Florida, I have authority in Florida. And so now every day I speak against potential attacks on Florida, because there's plenty of prophecies about Florida being bombed, and so I speak against that every day. I speak against tropical storms and hurricanes. You know why? Because the kingdom is being established on the earth. God said, "My will be done on earth as it is in heaven." There are no hurricanes in heaven. There are no tropical storms that kill and destroy. All right? And so if it's God's will for the kingdom to be established on the earth, then we should be speaking against these things. So I'm going to be daily speaking against. I've been every day I've been saying, "That's it, no more hurricane season," and I'm going to keep on doing that until I get results. No more hurricane season. God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So join me with that. And so I hope you enjoy this video clip with Scott sharing the dream, because it's interesting. And before you see that, let me just add one more thing. With cardboardboxchurch.com, go on to cardboardboxchurch.com to the About page and scroll down, and you'll see two PDFs. One is to join Cardboard Box Church, because you can join Cardboard Box Church, become a member. You can open up that PDF, read the church establishment affidavit. You can see how I set up this church. It's an unincorporated association. It's a legal way of starting a church and forming a church according to the IRS, which is the Internal Revenue Service in America. If you're out of the country, you don't know what that means. And it's I don't need a board voting telling me what to teach and blah blah blah. And none of that's biblical anyway, because Moses, when God put Moses in charge, Moses was in charge. He appointed people. There was no board members telling Moses what he could or could not do. So the model of an unincorporated association to start a church or ministry is very biblical. Okay, and I have no connection with a state anywhere. It's not incorporated. It's unincorporated, and so you can start your own church or ministry in your home, however you want to do it. So if you join Cardboard Box Church, it doesn't mean that that's separate. Like, you can join Cardboard Box Church and be in fellowship with this ministry, or you can also start your own church or home or ministry and set it up yourself the way I set up Cardboard Box Church. And you can also become ordained. In fact, if you want to start an official ministry or church, you have to be ordained according to the IRS. There are certain rules that they will challenge if they decide they want to. and one of them is that you need to be an ordained minister. It's not a problem. Like if you feel called into ministry, you can, on that about page of cardboardboxchurch.com, like I said, there were 2 PDFs. The second one is the foundational beliefs for ordination. You can click on that, read those 12 questions, and then respond to me via message on the contact page of cardboardboxchurch.com and tell me you agree, and then we can start the process of me ordaining you. And then you can have your own ministry. Or, as I said, you can just join Cardboard Box Church. It's like an online fellowship, and I would keep you in prayer regularly, and you also get a newsletter from me once a month or whenever I put it out. And so this is what God is doing in the earth with the remnant of believers that are operating in the power of the Holy Spirit. And for those of us who are continuing to press into this more and more, you're going to see, in obedience, in holiness, you're going to see more and more glory. In fact, I believe people will start to see just like a brightness, a light on believers that are doing this, fully engaged this way. Because the Bible does say that we are light in the Lord. Okay, so that's all going to manifest as the kingdom is being established on the earth. And so I hope you enjoy this clip with Scott Lee. He's an amazing brother in the Lord. And then, so visit Cardboard Box Church and see the daily photo I put on there. And also, I'm tweaking a little bit with the video. Once a week on Wednesday, I'm going to have a teaching video on the website, and it'll be up there all week long until the following Wednesday. And then on Mondays and Fridays, I'll do a YouTube video. I'm not going to do Vimeo. It's just, I decided I'm not going to. It's just overkill. I'm going to do the YouTube videos and then and the website, and that's it. And so thanks for bearing with me there. And thanks for supporting Cardboard Box Church and praying for us. And let's go. God bless you. Enjoy this.
The dream that I had, it was the night before Sunday, which would have been Saturday of the conference, right?
Right, because the next morning you said, I had a dream about you last night as I was walking down the aisle.
Yes. Yeah, and so what I saw was you were, in this dream, you were walking very fast, okay? And you were kicking up dust, all right? You were kicking up dust. And I felt that there was something very important for, specifically to relationships with you, that, okay, because that endurance thing, that pressing through thing, sometimes you can actually kick that dust up a little bit too much, yeah, and leave other people dirty in your wake.
Yeah.
And so, and I felt that it wasn't a bad thing, because you are endurance. That's what you are. It's like Paul. You know, when Mark came to Paul, yeah, and they had this little discrepancy.
You didn't continue, Mark, right?
Exactly. And so, and I felt that this horn of anointing, this oil that was over your life, and it that's the area that needed to be polished a little bit more, because you're and what I saw, it was like this rhino, just boom. I mean, earth moving, shaking. If there's a tree in the way, boom, it's down, that kind of thing. But just that dust kicking up. And so I saw that, but I wanted to share this with you too, because outside, the dust wasn't in front of you, the dust was behind you. That was important. And there wasn't many faces. It was just a couple. And the Lord will reveal as time goes on with that. But in front of you, there was like this open horizon, and I felt like that, just, you know, it sounds kind of cliche, but the sky's the limit for you.
Right.
And I'm talking about you guys.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit for you. And but the interesting thing was too, is that you were actually, this rhino was leading the way to this ark. It was like you were like leading people into a deliverance, and that, I don't know if that has to do with the cardboard church thing, but it was a unlikely a misfit army that was, I mean, so there was like the giraffes that were hanging with the rhinos. It was a lion that was hanging, and so there was this just this weird army, weird in a good way, a unique way. The giraffes were painted different colors, you know, but the rhino, he knew what he was, and so he was leading this charge, and even the tiger had leopard spots, and so it had this, and it was that's me. It was a good thing, okay, because it was like it was Misfits, and the only thing that I could really in my mind wrapped around with this was that, you know, the cave of Adullam, when those who really came to their senses joined to David in there. They were in debt, discontented, disbelief.
And they all gathered around him.
Exactly. David knew who he was, even though he craved the acceptance of the Father. Okay? He knew who he was. He knew that he had been anointed, and they walked out and they restored the glory of the Lord, you know, to Israel. And so I saw you in this place as a David, powerful like a rhino, but don't forget, you know, rhinos kick up all that dust. Don't forget that you have to be also gentle in that process too. Okay? So nurturing. That's
so me.
Okay?
That's so true.
So nurturing, and I'm speaking to you, Tom, as you know, into the apostolic that's on your life. Okay, even this cardboard church is going to be apostolic just for you. I'm speaking of that, the nurturing part, to rise up inside of you, to be able to nurture